By the time I'm recording this, and probably by the time you're seeing this, SummerSlam is literally tomorrow. So I decided what better debut video than to do SummerSlam predictions and just kind of see how right we are by the end of the weekend. I have no problem admitting that I'm more of a new wrestling fan, but I think I have some good ideas and I think I can get some predictions right, but we'll see how things go by the end of the week. Now, if y'all like wrestling content, make sure to like and subscribe so you can see more. And let's just get into it, man. All right, we're gonna start with what I think is going to open the show, and that's gonna be Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus the Bronze. Like a lot of these matches, I think this is one that can go either way, but I give the edge to the Bronze, not only because I think they need to be stronger, they need to look like a formidable faction, they need to look like they can stand without Seth Rollins there, and I think a way that they can do that is by winning against the Tribal Chief and Yeet Man Jey Uso. In that same breath though, it's pretty impossible for me to say that the Bronze can beat Roman Reigns and Jey Uso clean. That just doesn't sound right to me. So just like a lot of other people are doing, I'm gonna predict we're gonna get the third man of SummerSlam to help the Bronze win. We could maybe see some interference from Seth Rollins, but I think Seth Rollins is gonna be saved from something later in the show, maybe. So I'm gonna go with the Bronze to take down Roman Reigns and Yeet. God, I can't wait till he just stops saying Yeet that much. I just can't do it. Next up, I have the match that I am the least excited. It's not even close. I think this is the worst match on the card as is, which is crazy because there's a jelly roll match on here, and I still think that this is gonna be worse. This is Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Championship. Yeah, give me Jade Cargill, man. I don't think there's a soul that thinks Tiffy's gonna retain here with how much they're pushing Jade Cargill. I'm not all the way on Jade Cargill. I was more in before, but I think like the Night of Champions run and the win against, I can't even remember who she beat to move on, and then the win against Asuka, it's been a mess, and I don't think Jade Cargill looks really good right now, and the build for this is non-existent. The only thing that made this match have legs to be entertaining was the simple prospect of Naomi cashing in Money in the Bank, and that's not possible anymore. So I'm gonna go with Jade Cargill to just win and just move on. I don't care. Next up, I got the women's tag team match between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Judgment Day. I think a lot of people actually expected the Judgment Day to drop at Evolution, which did not make sense to me. Like, you have to build the tag team chemistry between Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Well, how are they going to lose at Evolution? I think they're going to lose here against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, who, by the way, this tag team is growing on me. They are so cute. Are you kidding me? What's going on? I love these two. I see some people saying that, like, my mic. I see some people saying that like Liv Morgan might come back and interfere a little bit. I'm not buying it. Okay, what I think the storyline is gonna be is Raquel and Roxanne, they start getting a little bit closer. Maybe Raquel starts thinking like, oh, Roxy's kind of better than Liv now that she's gone. I'm starting to switch up a little bit. Liv Morgan comes back. Raquel doesn't welcome her back with open arms as much as she used to. And you know, maybe that starts to Liv and Dom and whatever, maybe getting kicked out of Judgment Day. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. That being said, it kind of doesn't make sense that I said that because I'm going with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So yeah, maybe we see some shenanigans from Dirty Dom. Maybe we see some shenanigans from Finn Balor or someone to help them retain the titles. I'm gonna go with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss though. I think that's the obvious choice to me here. All right, here we go. Next match, we have Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Oh man. First off, I gotta say that the memes that were starting because Drew McIntyre was like stuck in England right before this happened were so funny. I had a lot of hate for this match. I had a lot of negative things to say about this match, but as time has gone on and Jelly Roll has been like, I've been working my ass off and he hit that really good black hole slam. I'm warming up to it. I'm warming up to it. I don't like that we have Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul involved in this, but the rest of the card is pretty good, so I can maybe allow it. Okay, I'm gonna give my prediction. I think, I could be wrong. No, I'm not wrong. It's an obvious Jelly Roll win. Jelly Roll pins Logan Paul. Boom, it's over. Okay, that's the win. I'm gonna move on. Next up, we want Kross. Somehow this worked and got onto SummerSlam, which is insane to me. Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. Yeah, this needed a stipulation. stipulation bad. This really needed one. This is one of the few matches on the card that doesn't have a stipulation, and this one is one that feels like it really needs one the most, but I guess we're just raw dogging it today. I've seen some mixed opinions on this, but I think the majority of people are saying Sami Zayn, and I agree. I don't think they're gonna give Karrion Kross a SummerSlam victory. I think we need to consider that. Like, it's not so much of like, no, Karrion needs this win for the feud. The feud doesn't matter. It's Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. They're not giving Karrion Kross a win at SummerSlam. I'm sorry, it's not happening. However, I've always been in the camp, Karrion Kross does not need to win to win. You know what I'm saying? If there's like a ref bump in here and Sami Zayn just like beats the piss out of Karrion with like a steel chair or something to pick up the win, I think that's a win for Karrion Kross. It proves the point. You know, we might see some a darker side of Sami or something. I love Karrion's character. I think this is a really cool kind of character, like devil on your shoulder, like you're not a good guy. I think it's awesome. I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn, hopefully by nefarious means, so this isn't just a throwaway, because I think otherwise this is like a 2-star match. And finally, the confirmed main event for night 1. It's Gunther versus CM Punk. This is probably the hardest one for me to predict outside of the 6-team TLC. There's literally so many options. There's the option of a clean CM Punk win or a clean Gunther win, which I would be happy with. There's the option of a Seth Rollins cash-in, which I think is possible. There's a lot that can happen here, and I don't know what to think. If I'm going with my gut, I think it's a Gunther win. However, it is only, and I mean only, a Gunther win if Seth Rollins doesn't cash in. If CM Punk wins, Seth Rollins is cashing in. That's the mindset I'm going in with. If I see CM Punk pin Gunther, the ring general, 1, 2, 3, boom, then I'm expecting Seth Rollins music to hit. I'm expecting to burn it down. I'm expecting to see a run in or a wheelchair in, whatever it may be, a crutches in, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm expecting to see, some B&B security type of, you know what I mean, like rough and toughen CM Punk up so Seth Rollins can easily cash in. That's what I'm expecting if CM Punk pins Gunther. It makes no sense for me for Seth Rollins to cash in on a Gunther. Like, I mean, they had like a little bit of a thing, you know, a little stare down, but like Seth Rollins has said like, oh, nobody's safe. No champion is safe. I'm gonna assault on both of those titles. And that may be true, but like storyline wise, really? My point is, I think Gunther really needs a win against a main eventer in CM Punk, and CM Punk can take that fucking pin. CM Punk could take like 10 pins consecutively. Matter of fact, it feels like he has taken 10 pins consecutively and lose nothing because it's CM Punk. I'm gonna go with Gunther here. That's my victor, and I'm really hoping, and this is wishful thinking, the Monday Night Raw right after SummerSlam, Gunther goes on stage talking shit, Ilya Dragunov's music hits. Come on now. On to night 2, I have the opener being the women's triple threat match between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi. I have no idea if this is going to be the opener. This could be the main event. This is probably going to be the best or maybe second best match of all of SummerSlam. Probably should be the main event, but we already know it's going to main event night 2. Come on now. Listen, I could drag this out and be like, Io Sky is probably the greatest wrestler on the planet right now. Rhea Ripley is mommy, the most over person in the company right now. Anyone could. It's Naomi. I'm going with Naomi. It has to be Naomi. And I'm not just saying this as someone who just loves the representation Naomi brings in. I'm not saying this as someone who's just really excited when I got to witness the second greatest cash-in in WWE history. Yes, the second greatest cash-in in all of WWE history. That's not a debate to me. The only debate there is if you want to say it's the greatest, ahead of the Seth Rollins heist of the century. I think if you were to waste that cash-in just for Naomi to lose here, come on, bro. You have to let her have a bit of a reign here. Unless I have my things mixed up, I believe Naomi's guaranteed to be in Paris, or what is it? Paris? Yes, Paris. I thought it was Scotland for some reason. I don't know why. Naomi's guaranteed to be in Paris for Clash of Paris, or Clash in Paris. Oh my God. I just think if you're gonna have her lose the title, it's gonna be to Stephanie Vaquer, La Primera, the Dark Angel. No one calls her that. It's La Primera, but whatever. That to me is who Naomi loses to. And I mean, maybe Rhea Ripley's a more likely opponent to lose. I don't care. Naomi retains. Next up, I have the Intercontinental match between Dirty Dominik, Mysterio, and AJ Styles. Now, this prediction is where I have one of my more interesting storylines in my head cooking up, because I think Dirty Dom is going to lose to AJ Styles here. I'm not happy about it. I love Dirty Dom. He's probably top top 3 favorites for me right now in WWE, top 5, somewhere in there. Unfortunately for everybody, including the WWE, he just hasn't done anything. They don't give him title defenses. He's not on TV besides backstage segments. Now, this is actually the match I'm most excited for because the buildup has been the funniest thing in wrestling in a minute, I think. But me being excited for it does not change the outcome. I think AJ Styles takes this win, and I'm really hoping that that gives us a Cena versus AJ Styles Intercontinental Championship match in Paris. But the reason I think this is a really interesting storyline is because I think we could see a Judgment Day that is only holding gold in the men's tag team division with Finn Balor and JD McDonough, 2 absolute besties, and Finn Balor, who's been like really weird. Like, he's been like, the energy is off every single time Finn Balor's talking in the clubhouse. It's pretty obvious he's gonna like turn on Judgment Day in some way or kick Dirty Dom out or something. And I think that this would be a good catalyst. Everyone lost their gold except for Finn Balor and JD McDonough, the 2 Irish besties. So I'm not saying that something is gonna happen immediately. And maybe we could see Finn Balor betray Dirty Dom just like Finn Balor did to Damian Priest. We could see that, and maybe AJ Styles win because Finn Balor, after losing that title to Dirty Dom at WrestleMania, is a little bit salty. We could see. But I think in general, we're going to see some major Judgment Day storyline progressions here. I think we need to. I think there's been so many teases in so many different ways in multiple divisions. And I think like it just makes a lot of sense for me for Dirty Dom to lose this and for there to be more storylines and AJ Styles to be your Intercontinental Champion. I'm going with AJ Styles. Next up, we got the steel cage match between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship. I'm not gonna lie, it was like almost surreal to watch Solo Sikoa win a title. It felt like he was the pin man in so many matches recently, and to see him actually win at Night of Champions was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I don't know how many people have this, but I'm going with Solo Sikoa. Listen, whether or not there's shenanigans and interference doesn't really matter to me. They're in the steel cage, so like that would really surprise me, but we've seen that happen before, so I'm not gonna put it past them. But I just think in general Solo Sikoa is going to retain. The reason I think this is because it seems pretty obvious from like WWE leadership that Jacob Fatu is like one of their guys. Like, I think they're gonna give him a main title push, a main card push if he loses his title. So I'm gonna go with Solo Sikoa to retain and kind of just keep carrying the mid card while Jacob Fatu moves on to do bigger and better things. Here we go, baby. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. No DQ. Someone has to be pinned. No countouts. No nothing. No holds barred. Now, this is one with only 2 options, and no, I'm not talking about either Becky wins or Lyra wins. I mean, Lyra wins clean, or Becky wins because of a Bayley heel turn and interference. I think the last Raw episode we saw, Bayley looked really, really down and lost, and I just feel like something's on the come up, especially after that Bayley Lyra tag team match. Like, that's not something a babyface would do in that scenario, and we saw that reaction from Lyra live. So I know SummerSlam is the place where big things happen. However, have we not already seen that Becky and Lyra can put on absolute bona fide, guaranteed 100% money back classics on their own? I don't think we need a Bayley turn to make this a SummerSlam worthy match. I think we're gonna see it at SummerSlam, and it's just gonna be a really good match. So as sick as a Bayley heel turn would look at SummerSlam, I think we could just see that happen later on. I'm gonna go with Lyra Valkyria to win, and maybe we have a rivalry between Lyra and Bayley for that IC title instead. Next up, my God, I don't actually have the picture pulled up, so I'm gonna try to remember I'm just trying to remember all the teams off the top of my head. We have the 6-team ladder match between the Street Profits, the Wyatt Six, Rey Fenix and Andrade, DIY, Fraxium, the Motor City Machine Guns, and I think that's it. I think I got all of them. Yeah, I think this is one that everyone agrees could go literally any way. I have 2 predictions. I'm gonna go with my biggest one, and that is, and I can't give you any reasoning as to why. I'm gonna go with Rey Fenix and Andrade. I just think they're the hottest tag team out right now. Like, they have just come on, like, ever since I think it was the SmackDown before Night of Champions is when they like debuted as a tag team. They've been lighting it up, bro. Like, their matches are insane, which makes sense when you consider the talent between those 2. So yeah, when I say this goes anyway, I mean literally any of these teams could retain. The least likely is the Street Profits, but like damn near any team could retain here, or not retain. Like, they could You get what I mean. The second team is Fraxium, but I think we're going to see Rey Fenix and Andrade take the tag titles, and bro, I'm here for it. But if it's Fraxium, I'm arguably even more here for it. And here we go, the night 2 main event, the final SummerSlam of John Cena's career. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the Undisputed Championship. Man, oh man, I'm going to keep the prediction short and sweet. I think Cody's going to take it. But there's obviously so much more to talk about because holy shit, everyone thinks Cody's gonna turn heel. Now, am I one of those people? Yeah, yeah, I am. I ain't gonna hold you. I think Cody Rhodes is gonna turn heel at SummerSlam. And bro, if it happens, oh, I'm so sad. I'm so ready. I want it so bad. Listen, I want you to understand, I haven't been a WWE fan long enough to see heel Cody Rhodes. I'm like new. I want to see heel Cody Rhodes, and I've heard some great things, and I just think it could happen. You know, we're at like the halfway point in the year for Cena's, you know, end of final run. Last time is now run, his final year. I think we could maybe see John Cena turn babyface here while Cody Rhodes turns heel. And I think we could see that because we've seen the behaviors of both of these two change a lot. Like, we've seen Cena start to be a little bit more babyface. He was really respectful to my hometown crowd, the San Antonio crowd, on the last SmackDown he appeared at. It just seemed like, you know, we see some like regret on his face after matches, and like, it's there. The seeds are there for sure. And the same goes for Cody Rhodes. We saw him beat the piss out of John Cena on that same SmackDown. Like, we've seen him be a little bit iffy, you know what I mean? Throwing Randy into the turnbuckle to win a Night of Champions. Like, there's some C's on both these sides, and I could definitely see them culminating at SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes not flinching, hitting a low blow, hitting him with the title belt, hitting whatever, and just being all around a heel. So yes, I'm predicting a Cody Rhodes win and also maybe a Cody Rhodes heel turn. And could I maybe see Cody Rhodes join the Paul Heyman faction? Maybe. It would be really cool. I think that's really unlikely. I've seen that rumor go around that maybe that might happen, you know, some theories. I'm not very sure of that. Again, I think it'd be really cool. I think it'd be cool to see. That'd be an insane swerve, but I think it's super unlikely. But anyways, give me Cody Rhodes to beat John Cena and become the new undisputed WWE champion. And that's gonna do it. SmackDown just started literally right now, and I need to see if any other matches happen. Maybe Damian Priest and Aleister Black get announced for SummerSlam. I need to go see that. I'm gonna go watch it, so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Okay, so as you can see, it's dark outside because I just finished SmackDown. What? So don't throw away what I said for the Cody Cena prediction, but like, why did he turn on the SmackDown Go Home show? Listen, I'm not gonna complain too much. I thought it was an amazing I thought it was a really good promo, actually. I thought it was solid. I'm more so just really confused about why this didn't happen like in ring mid-match on the biggest stage. I literally just finished SmackDown and I came to record like a little revision to like even things up. There is now 3 possibilities. 1, Cena's completely trolling and he's not changed and he's gonna basically turn heel again at SummerSlam. Option 2 is my favorite option. Cody Rhodes turns heel against a babyface John Cena, and there's infinite possibilities with the Cody Rhodes heel turn. And then option 3 is the most boring one, and we get babyface versus babyface. Yeah, I guess that doesn't really like mess up my predictions too much. I'm just gonna predict instead of a double turn, we get a single turn from Cody Rhodes, or another single turn, and it's basically John Cena turning heel again the day after turning babyface again. I don't know what Triple H was cooking. I don't know what Donald Trump had him smoking when they met up at the White House, and that's none of my business. But you know what? That's what we got going on SmackDown. I'm happy that John Cena's seemingly back, and I'm honestly still even more excited for SummerSlam. So they got me. They got me. Thank you guys so much for watching the debut of Derpy in Ring, and I hope you guys have a great or nice days, whatever it may be for y'all. Make sure to like, subscribe, all of that. Leave comments and all your thoughts in the comments. I'm gonna read all of them. I love talking about this, so I'll see you guys there, and thank you for watching.